Hello, everybody. Can I get a sound check? Just give me a big old thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clear from coast to coast, morning, noon, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Give me a big old thumbs up if you guys could hear me. Yeah. Someone said Stu. That's who I am. Last time I checked, I was Stu. And you guys were the Prep Agent family. I am so glad to be here with all you guys. I love seeing the new faces. I love seeing the old faces. I love seeing the young, the bold, the beautiful. So we're going to get talking about agencies, brokerages, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, all that kind of wonderful stuff. So if you are in here for the first time, just remember, refresh your screen if you're having any kind of audio issues. And I will tell you this, I will try to answer as many questions as humanly possible, okay, to keep you guys rocking and rolling. So if you have a question, please do type it in the chat. I'd be more than happy to try to answer it for you, okay? And someone asked, can I watch this later? Of course you can. It's going to be up on the YouTube channel, so you definitely can. And here's the thing, if you guys aren't yet past the point where you have passed the exam and you're ready to get on to your career, just keep in mind you could sign up for Prep Agent. We offer webinars to help you pass your exam, as well as all that wonderful material in there, like flashcards, the Android app, the iPhone app, you name it, we got it in here. You select your state out of all 50 of them, okay? And we don't forget about you, Alaska and Hawaii. So sign up, and we have a lot of great packages for you guys. So just keep in mind, you go to prepagent.com, click get started, and be more than happy to help you out. You'll be able to experience webinars a couple times a week with myself, with some of our other instructors like Adrian, Joe, Cynthia. We got a whole crew ready to help you pass your exam, and we have a whole library of wonderful, amazing webinars for you guys that'll help you get to that point. And without further ado, we're gonna go through the conversation of how do I choose my broker? So here's what this is, and I'll tell you, I usually keep the images to a nice light bunch in this one because I want to really have a fireside chat with you guys, okay? I want to have a fireside chat with you guys about what's important in selecting a broker because you guys really stress about this. And someone said in the chat, I just realized that Prep Agent material is not only for California, holy baloney, ham and cheddar cheese. So yeah, if you do have friends, family, loved ones, people that you even hate, but you want to see them get into the wonderful world of real estate, send them right over to us. We'll be able to help them out. So some of you guys are putting some names of brokerages in there. And what I like to do is this. I like to tell you a little bit of a story about me, about Stu, how I came to be, and why I'm here. A lot of you guys are throwing a lot of brand names in there. Listen to what I'm going to tell you, okay? Stu has worked for basically every brokerage that you're going to type in there. Okay, all of them. I see you guys typing a whole bunch of ones in there. You're typing in the Keller Williams, you're typing in the EXPs, you're typing in all these different brand names. You're even typing in some Next Home. I see someone typed in Next Home. Okay, and people are like, have you heard of this one? Have you heard of that one? Have you heard of this one? So I'm going to tell you something about me. Okay, I've heard of Fathom Realty too. So I've heard of Next Home. I've worked with a lot of people from these. And you have to realize what I will tell you is this: gauge it from your own experiences. Because here's what I'm going to tell you. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Number one, someone said hire me. I would hire you in a second, but you don't want to work for me. I'm tough. I'm tough as nails. I'm like a Gestapo. So what I'm going to tell you is this: there is a shoe for every foot. So what might be a right fit for me is not going to be a right fit for you guys. So I will tell you this: I have worked for, I think I'm up to 14 brokerages. Okay. And here's the thing. What you have to realize, I'm just going to give you a real world analogy, guys. I'm going to give you a real world analogy because this is how I do this. I have dated many people in my life. I was engaged before I got married, okay? So if you went and spoke to my ex-fiance and said, what do you think of Stu? She would probably say, oh dear God, thank God I got rid of him. And then you look at my wife and she goes, well, I guess he's all right. So again, depending on who you speak to, you're going to have a different perspective. So what you need to do is this: you need to make sure that you're talking to brokers and you're talking about the things that are really important to you. Because what might be important to me, so that's why if you guys always ask me these questions, you ask me the direct questions, and the reason I don't answer them directly and say to you, oh, EXP is amazing, oh, Keller Williams is amazing, oh, Next Home Realty, bee's knees. Because what happens is this: I don't know each one of you, okay? I don't know each one of you in regards to what your goals are and what you're trying to accomplish. So, what I think is really important in regards to a brokerage, okay, is this: start a prep agent brokerage. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start a prep agent brokerage. Everyone's going to work under me and Joe, and we're just going to run it like the Gestapo. So, what I was going to say is this. You want to identify your goals first. What you're looking to do. What is going to be success for you guys? So what I want you guys to do is this. I want you to type in the chat, what does success look like to you? So let's blow up the chat. Let's type in there what our success looks like to you. Like, what would make you say, I'm super successful? What would make you say that in a year? So, like, let's say, 12 months from now, you looked back on your real estate career. What would be success for you guys? Oh, some people are saying a fat wallet. I have a fat wallet. I bought it from Coach. It's a zip up, and I shove everything in it. So I don't think that's a fat wallet you're referring to. I think that what you mean by that is you want to make the money honey, okay? Gotta make the money honey, right? And some people, that's the important thing. Someone said 12 closings in 12 months. That's an absolutely phenomenal, phenomenal goal. Someone said they just want to be in real estate full time, okay? Ooh, Larissa said living comfortably in Hawaii and being a successful real estate agent. You know what? I've never been to Hawaii, so I'm going to tell you this. I'll make that my goal too. I want to live in Hawaii as well. So what I will tell you is this, and a lot of people are also saying free time, free time. People are putting the dollar signs in there. So yeah, what I'm going to tell you is this: what you need to do, what you need to do is go to whatever broker you're going to go to. Okay, go to whatever broker you're going to go to and position your goals. Say, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Broker. My goal is to, within a year, okay, within 1 year, I want to blank. How are you going to help me get there? Okay? How are you going to help me get there? Okay? So what I do whenever I go to the gym and I start a new trainer session, because here's what happens. I've been with a lot of different trainers because I like cake, I like ice cream, I like all these things. So I always relate it to going to a trainer. So what I do is on my first session with any physical trainer at the gym, I bring a picture of Brad Pitt, and then I superimpose the picture of Brad Pitt onto a body of like a supermodel with like the six pack. He's like the 8 pack and everything, and the outline on, and then like the V, all that stuff. He's got all that stuff. I say, okay, I said, and I give this to my trainer, and I go, here, we need to accomplish this in 2 weeks. They usually laugh at me, and then I say to him, I say, I know, you're thinking it's a lot that you have to do. I said, but my face is already that beautiful. I was like, so we got this. We're halfway there. So what happens is this: they then give me look, and then we drop down to reality. And what we do is he talks about what he can do for me and how he can get me on that path. Okay, so if you go into speaking to a broker and you just say to the broker, "Hi, Mr. Broker, why are you amazing?" They're going to sit there and be like, "Well, I'm amazing because X, Y, and Z." And then what happens is that might not have anything to do with what you want to do, but what happens is they're going to give you, they're gonna sell it. They're gonna sell the sizzle, not the steak. Okay? They're gonna sell that sizzle. So what happens is this: you're going to get to a point where you might be disenfranchised with that brokerage, okay? You might be disenfranchised with that real estate agency that you chose, okay? So whenever you see that, that might be something that you might see there's some red flags, okay? So what I will tell you is this: always be open to making another decision in regards to your brokerage. Okay, always be willing to make another decision. Break up with your brokerage. Okay, and what I would suggest you guys do is have some flexibility. So someone said to me, I love this. You guys are putting some great questions in there. Okay. Um, Montine said, and I hope I pronounced it correctly because you're always in my webinar, so I love that. You're a real prep agent supporter. Love it. Is 50-50 a good split? 50-50 is a fantastic split if they're helping you achieve your goals. So my comeback to you is this. What is your goal? What is your goal? Is your goal to make $70,000? Okay. If your goal is to make $70,000 in this first year, and what happens is this, you're going to say, okay, great, they're giving me X, Y, and Z and tools, and I'm actually going to make that. Then guess what? Your split don't matter. It don't matter, okay? How do you break up with the broker? You can just go and just kind of come and go as you please. So how do you break up with a broker? That's a phenomenal question. I love that question. So what happens is this. If you have a situation where you're trying to break up with a broker, okay? You go to the restaurant and they're selling you the sizzle, okay? And you're saying, hey, this isn't working, okay? What I will tell you is this, okay? In regards to breaking up. Let them know. Say, I think you have this is my favorite line. I think you have a great brokerage, but I don't think that when I came into this, I fairly outlined for you what my goals are. And I don't think you have the tools or that this is the right brokerage for me to help me achieve my goals. So I kind of do it's not you, it's me, you know. It's not, this is something that I'm experiencing this as far as an issue is concerned. I would say your best bet, okay? Your best bet is this. Be honest with them and say, look, this is the situation in regards to where I am as far as a brokerage, and I just don't think that this is working for me. So that's an easy way to kind of break up with your with your broker. So, and I see a lot of you guys are typing in different things as far as franchises. Ooh, I love this one. Solo versus team. Solo versus team. So, what I'll tell you is this. Solo versus team. This is what I will tell you. Solo is great. Team is great. Okay? And I know Arthur's fielding some questions in there for you guys that are experiencing some technical difficulties. Arthur, just give me a thumbs up if you're hearing me A-okay and I'm coming in all right on your end. Because I want to make sure it's nothing on my end because it's actually raining cats and dogs over here. Okay? So I think that it could potentially be me, but I just want to double check. So Arthur, if you could give me a thumbs up, let me know. That would be fantastic. But that aside, and I think that and PJ, you just wrote in a great question I want to get to in a second because you just kind of took my off my train of thought. But solo versus team, I want you to know that there's no right or wrong way in that. I've gone solo, and I will tell you this: there's a lot of work going solo. So you have to be, in my opinion, and I'm giving you my opinion, okay? I believe that if you're going solo, you have to be very, very, very good at planning. Okay. If you are an extremely good planner, type A personality, dot your I's, cross your T's, you have a routine, you stick to your routine, you do that thing. That is the situation. Okay. So what happens is this. I will tell you, solo is harder to start up. Team, you would hope that the team has an infrastructure in place, okay? The team has some sort of structure that you do not have to implement and start all those wonderful crazy things, okay? So that is the situation there. I would say solo, you'll learn a lot about the business. It's almost a crash course, okay? Almost a crash course, okay? When you're going to a team route, okay, when you're going to a team route, what I will tell you is this. The team route is more, you're going to be put into a system, like it, hate it, love it, leave it, okay? So that is the situation there as far as what how I feel with a team versus solo, okay? And that's a popular question, so thank you for asking that of me. I really do appreciate that. The next thing that I want to answer, because PJ Money wrote this one in and said, should you leave a, what if you leave a brokerage, okay? What if you leave a brokerage and then you come back? Should you come back? Tail between your legs. Well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. My wife, just so you know, she has made some really, really silly mistakes in her life, okay? And she left me for 6 months, okay? She left me for 6 months. And listen to what I'm going to tell you. What I'm going to tell you about that. During that 6 months, she moved into her house. She started dating a UPS truck driver. He's much, much more masculine and manly and strong. Okay. So what happened was this. He brought in all of her furniture. He brought in all of her furniture. Okay. And moved her in. And then I swooped in like the white knight and she took me back. Crazy girl. Crazy girl. So here's what I will tell you. It's a-okay. I've done this. So in my 17-year career, okay, in my 17-year career, absolutely, I went back to a brokerage, okay? I went back to another brokerage, okay? Someone asked another great question. Kara wrote in, and Kara's another prep agent regular, so love seeing my regulars on. Should I get all my commissions and fees in writing? Absolutely, okay? Absolutely. Get everything in writing. Get everything in writing, okay? Um, so, and what you guys are seeing is this. I kept this one slide up there so that I don't have a lot of moving parts on my screen, because what happens is, like I said, this is a fireside chat that I wanted to have with you guys, because I just kind of want to go off the cuff in regards to the visuals, in regards to what we're doing. So that's what I want to do for you guys, okay? So always make sure that you have a good, whatever you have in whatever you have that they promise you, put it in writing. um Stu, can you leave a team once you are experienced and branch out onto your own? Heck yeah, heck yeah, you can. Listen to me. 2003 Stu. Let me tell you, 2003 Stu is, I didn't have a lot of stuff going on. I was 19, had a full head of hair, had a six pack, but as far as real estate deals, no sirree, Bob. I did not have experience. And then what happens is you look at 2020 Stu. Okay, so we're bald. Okay, so we're a little fat. Okay, so we're a little slower, but we have amazing, amazing, amazing real estate knowledge. I've trained for some of the largest brokerages in the company. Basically, if it has a .com after it, they've had Stu in their training room and they've been all like, yeah, we'll drink the Stu Kool-Aid. So bottom line is, I've been with a lot of bigwigs. I've been in a lot of situations where people want to hear me talk. So guess what? Can you leave a team once you are experienced? And can you go on and branch out onto your own? Yeah, absolutely. So Ella asked Stu, can you talk about private brokerages? I love small mom and pop shops. I love small mom and pop shops because they're nimble, they're quick. I can't talk about particular ones because, I mean, that would be hard. You know, I talk to you guys all throughout the country, so that's really hard to kind of give you an exact dialed in tone as far as that's concerned. And even the bigger brokerages, because guess what? You work for a big brokerage, a Keller Williams, a Keller Williams, a Century 21. All of them have different brokers and different managers and different owners. So what happens is, I've worked for multiple Century 21s, multiple Keller Williams, and I will tell you, each one felt really different. Okay, I had Keller Williams in regards to two different offices, and I could tell you, there was one, I would go into the office, I'd be like, yay, Keller Williams. And then there was another one where I would be sitting there going, oh no. And it had nothing to do with Keller Williams as a brand. It had to do with that office, okay? So that's, and again, I'm just correlating it to my experiences. I think that Keller Williams is one of the great brokerages out there. I mean, look, there's a reason why they're a huge brokerage. And then someone asked a great question too: cloud versus brick and mortar. Listen, and I know, listen, I kind of know what you're getting to there. You know, there's a big growth with EXP. EXP is a big recruiting company. And I will tell you this: I've trained, mentored, and worked with a lot of EXP agents. Again, it goes back to there are some fantastic ones, there are some fantastic brokerages, and then there are some that just don't work for certain people. Okay? Listen, you guys might be sitting here listening to me talk and go, "Oh my god, you have wisdom, you have all this knowledge, you're great to talk to. I'd love to work for you." Do you know the people who've worked for me have been like, "Yeah, I don't like it that much." Why? Well, not because I'm not a fantastic, amazing, wonderful broker, because, you know, square peg, round hole. My program and their goals didn't match. Doesn't mean that either one of us was, were, bad at what we did. It was just we were not compatible for one another, okay? So going back to cloud versus brick and mortar, it depends on how you work. Okay, it depends on how you work. If you are someone who's like, I am very self-sufficient, okay, I would love to work for, a company that is basically remote. And I will tell you this, every company right now worth their salt has options for you to work within it that you could basically be as remote as possible. In 2003, when I started in real estate, I didn't have a choice of being remote or being local. I had to be in the office. Like, there was no, Google didn't exist. I had a Palm Pilot, and I thought that I was the bee's knees. I would go to bars, and I would have my Palm Pilot out there, and I see the girl winking at me from the corner. I'd be like, I know why she's winking at me. I have my Trio. I have my Trio here. I look cool with my wired headset and my Palm Trio. So what I will tell you is this: there is no wrong thing for you guys to do. You just simply have to, okay? You just have to, yes, and a virgin drink. Yes, for those of you who don't know, I do not drink alcohol. I do not drink alcohol. I drink Shirley Temples all day. But yeah, so some of you guys who've been in my webinars, you would know that. So what I will tell you is this: there is no right or wrong answer as far as what you should do as far as a cloud brokerage versus a brick and mortar, okay? So that's the situation there in regards to that. So someone else asked, how quickly should I leave my brokerage? So what I will tell you is this: there's no wrong answer to that. As soon as you know that this isn't the place for you, then you're going to leave. That's it, done. As soon as you know I have made a mistake, your first instinct should be, okay, how do I move on? Where's my next goal? Where am I stepping to next? Because don't be afraid to say that. Don't be afraid to admit that, okay? The person who is afraid to admit that loses time in regards to in regards to meeting their goals. Here's the thing. Bottom line is this, okay? Bottom line is it's the Stu show, okay? It's all about Stu. So when I go in and I work with the brokerage, it's about Stu. Okay, what are you going to do for Stu? Okay, what are you going to do for me? How are your tools going to make me successful? Because I don't care. Okay, so I don't care about all the bells and whistles that you have. So some of you guys are having a hard time with the concept of brick and mortar versus cloud. So Lily asked that question. So let me explain that, okay? So brick and mortar, I mean, if they have a physical office, big office space, or even like just an adequate office space. Cloud brokerages are ones that are more remote, that might be something where they do not have as many offices. So what happens is this is the situation in regards to what they're going to be offering. And Kara asked a great question. Listen to what I'm going to tell you. This is a great one. So we are interviewing them. Yeah, bottom line is this: unless there are positions in real estate. Listen to what I'm about to say. There are positions in real estate that do offer salaries. There's a lot of things you could do with your real estate broker, with your real estate license. That does not just mean going out there and selling a home and doing open houses. Okay, what happens is this: there's a lot of different avenues you could take. Okay, the situation is this: there are different avenues as far as being a property manager. There's salary positions. I've worked for several brokerages that offer salaried positions. Okay, so if they're offering you some sort of salary, they're interviewing you. Okay, that's the bottom line. If you are looking to be an independent contractor, and as far as what they're going to be offering you, as far as any kind of perks or benefits, if you are going to be an independent contractor where you're paid a per sale that you do, you are more interviewing them. Okay, so understand that. And I think that a lot of people have that misnomer, that misconception, because there are companies out there. I'll tell you, famously, me, I have no problem saying this. I worked for redfin.com, and they were a big one that offers salaries. I was in middle management with redfin.com, for many years, and I liked them a lot. And a lot of times what happened was I would get agents. So, like, listen up, perk your ears up. I would get agents who thought they were interviewing me, as opposed to I was more interviewing them to see, I only have one of these salaried positions. I need to see if you're a good fit for me. Okay? So that's the situation. Now, most of the time, 9 out of 10 times, when you go and interview for a position, they're looking to bring you on and they're going to have no out-of-pocket expenses for you guys. Okay? So someone asked this, Sherrill357, and I hope I pronounced that right. What are the cons for agents at a 100% commission brokerage? The one I know still offers free trainings every week and always available to help. Okay? So here's what I will tell you. 100% commission brokerages really depends on the situation. The situation is this: what is your goal? Is your goal to do X amount of dollars a year, and you're like, look, 100% commission brokerage is just going to get me there quicker? Check their fees too. Check their fee structure. Check excuse me. Check their fee structure. Check their out of pocket expenses, all that kind of stuff. So I would definitely say check with that to see if it lines up with your goals. Okay, so David said, what are some examples of salary positions? There's always admin positions. Almost every company has some sort of admin clerical work. There's also, depending on where you are, might be a need for transaction coordinators for different companies. That's a big thing now. Okay, big thing is that companies are so large teams, they're building out transaction coordinators, licensed admins that can interact with the clients and basically handle the transaction from closing, from acceptance of offer, and then on to closing. So that's a position. There's property managers. I used to work for a company that does property management. Okay. So there's that aspect of it. I had companies that would do that would do this, that would do property management, where they would do like just vacancy checks, things like that, all that kind of jazz. So there's a lot of different salary positions you could get into. They're out there, so don't just think that it's one thing. And that's what I really think you guys need to do. You need to set up a goal for you and see and see what the story is as far as what you're looking to accomplish in a year. So Ryan said, hi Stu, my girlfriend is considering getting her license at the moment. Do you think it is worth it or necessary? Listen to what I'm going to tell you. If you spoke to 19-year-old Stu when I was getting my license back in the day, I would have said to you, I don't know what I'm going to do with my license. This is crazy. This is a situation that I didn't know that I was going to sit there and, be teaching someday. If you told 19-year-old Stu that I would be sitting here on a webinar talking to you guys about this, that I would be training for some of the top brokerages in the country, that I'd be this amazing, wonderful public speaker, and I'd be teaching you guys all this kind of stuff, I would say to you, nah, not happening. I want to sell my homes. I want to do my thing. So the short answer is get it, because it's been a fantastic journey. It's been a wonderful journey for me. So I would encourage her. I would encourage her to do it. If it's an avenue she wants to go down, don't enter into it and say, okay, I need to know exactly what I'm going to do. Throw some caution to the wind. Realize that there's a lot of different avenues that it opens up for you, and go with it from there. Set up goals, try to meet them, try to exceed them, and then learn about different avenues that you could have as far as what you're going to bring to the table for your career. So Ella wrote Stud. That's my nickname. She corrected herself down at the bottom, but I prefer to go by Stud. Have you experienced a brokerage company that wasn't fulfilling to your needs? Absolutely. I've been at 13 different brokerages. Almost every single one of them have failed me in some manner, shape, or form. So that is something that I would I would definitely say every single time I've changed, it's been because there's been something that is either not met my needs. And here's the thing too, I have gone back to brokerages. So everything that you're saying, hey, could this happen? Like, okay, by design, do you want to do that? No. Should you? If it's the right decision, yes. Because remember, it's the Stu show, it's the Darren show, it's the Cheryl show, it's the Kara show. So what happens is, if this moves my needle forward, if this helps me, then yes, the answer is that you should be doing it. Okay, that is the situation there. Okay. Someone said, any thoughts on EXP Realty? Listen, new kids on the block, they're doing fantastic. There's a lot of reasons people go with them. There's a lot of students I've taught that have been there. That are still there. Okay. Listen, what I'll tell you is this: I'm not one who shies away from answering those questions. Like, here's the thing: you could ask me about any brokerage, and I've heard of them. I've heard good experiences, bad experiences. But what you need to make sure you do, okay, is make sure that it's the right thing for you. Because I know there's a lot of people who get into this, they choose a brokerage, and it's the right fit for them, not the right fit for them. Look, listen, I work for a brokerage that I probably wouldn't recommend to a lot of people because I don't think it's a good fit for new agents, right? I don't think it is. So I wouldn't recommend it. But is it a right fit for Stu? Yeah, absolutely. For my goals, because again, I'm juxtapositioning my goals to the brokerage. Okay. Ryan said, thank you very much. She heard your answer. Awesome. That's awesome stuff. Then there was another one. Someone else asked me a situation, and I want to get to this question, and I'm looking for it because someone said, oh, could you be salaried at one place as a property manager and work on the independent leads? What I will tell you is this: that there is a situation that you may have to check with your state laws, your state regulations. I know certain states allow for dual licenses, actually. Like, I will tell you this, and I'm just mentioning this just for my background. I know New York State, and Shahana did have that question. I didn't credit her with that. Thank you, Janet Hunter. What I will tell you is this: when it comes to different states that I know that offer a dual brokerage, like New York State, I have a dual license there in New York State. They allow for dual brokerage licenses. So yes, I could work for one as a property manager and hang license A in there. And then I could work for company B and work leads or do stuff like that in another one. So Veronica said, I found an amazing broker who is mentoring me. That is awesome. That is awesome. What I will tell you is this: mentorship, if that's part of your plan, okay, if it's part of your plan, then I would say definitely make sure that they have a good, that you have a good, good mentorship, okay? And here's the thing: mentors only, biggest tip for a new agent, have a plan. um, so have a plan. That is the biggest issue that I think agents don't have. Like, and that's a great question too. Um, if you have a situation where, because a lot of agents go into it and this is what they do: they go, I got my license, the company has a plan, they have the leads, they have this, they have the that, okay, and you go into it and you go, whoopee, And then you come out of it a year later and you go, oh my God, did I do good? Did I do bad? I don't know. I can't tell. And what happens is it's either if you found success, then what happens is you would have, okay, you would say that like you fell up the stairs, but it's better to have a plan, okay, and to look back and say, okay, here's what we did, here's why we didn't do things, and analyze each aspect of it. Because I think that was one of the biggest issues, okay, was I didn't have a plan. So because I didn't have a plan, okay, because I didn't have a plan, then what happens is, bottom line is I couldn't figure out where I went wrong and where I went well. So that's the whole thing. The plan is not just for, you know, giving yourself a roadmap. It's also so that you can look back and go, okay, how did we do in regards to implementing our plan? Stu, do I have to hang my license to teach first-time buyer classes? Yes, if you're interacting with clients, there is absolutely 100% you need to have your license. Absolutely 100%. There is no state that you could do beforehand. Awesome. Yeah, no, absolutely 1000%. You know, so that is the situation. Uh, what if you take so long? No. That was a. Oh, how do you know when you're ready to start forming a team? When you have outgrown your knickers. So listen, there's a famous there's a public speaker that he's a rabbi, okay? And this is what he says. He goes, "Listen," he says, "how does the lobster know to shed its shell? It's because it is uncomfortable in its current shell. So the discomfort is what is the stimulus for it to shed its shell and grow." Okay, so typically what I say, and I like that story a lot because I think that what happens is this: there's a certain amount of fear, okay? There's a certain amount of fear. And then there's a certain amount of discomfort. So here's what happens. When your discomfort is at a level where it's like, and the fear is really big of starting a team or doing something or doing anything, right? Then what happens is you're going to stay exactly where you are. And also, too, listen to what I'm going to tell you. This is the same thing with your buyers, okay? This is the same thing with your buyers. So if you want to know who's your hot buyer, your hot seller, your hot anything, okay, gauge their discomfort level. What kind of lobster are they? Are they a lobster that still has room to wiggle and jiggle? Okay. Are they a lobster that still has room to wiggle, jiggle? Okay. Then what happens is this. If they still have room to wiggle and jiggle, then bottom line is they're probably not going to do anything. But if they literally can't move an inch, then what they're going to do is they're going to 100% need to move. It is a must move, okay? So, someone asked this: has anyone encountered franchise fees on top of your monthly commission split? There's fees everywhere. There's fees everywhere. So again, what you need to do is you need to gauge your fees, take everything into its totality, what they're offering with you, and figure it out in comparison to your plan. Because here's the thing: I always said this, I would work for 20% commission, and I would let my broker keep 80% of it if I hit every single one of my goals that I need. So if I have X amount of goals and I'm going to hit them, and they're like, look, we're going to keep 80% of it, and that's fine. Because here's the thing, even if one of my goals has a monetary implement to it, they say, look, because we're going to give you all these things, okay? Because we're giving you all these things, okay? What happens is this, okay? If you have all these things, okay? So Veronica said 80%, that's crazy. How is it crazy? Let me ask you this. I'm going to come back at that. You ready? How is it crazy if they give you much more than what you're looking for? Let's say, okay? Let's say you hit 100% of every single one of your goals, okay? Then what happens is this. Why wouldn't you give them 80%? Because again, if you hit all of your goals, so let me give you the converse. You ready? If you keep 80% of what comes in, but they will successfully hit zero of your goals, then is that better than the other way around? I think that I would choose the other one, okay? So I would always take hitting my goals versus other. And speaking of that, guys, what I want to do is I want to remind you, if you are still trying to pass your test and you haven't signed up for Prep Agent yet, get on it. We have an amazing, amazing, wonderful program here. You could see me on the premium membership, okay? On the premium membership, you could see me and all the other instructors. We offer 5 days a week. We're offering webinars. We're offering them multiple times a day. It's absolutely phenomenal. So, guys, I always suggest, if you really want to help yourself get to the point where you're getting past your test, and you're getting to the point where you're going to be successful in your career, sign up. This is one of the tools that I have been using for many, many years, even before I was a member of the Prep Agent team. So I definitely think that this is probably one of the most amazing, well-curated products. So do it. Get in there. Come join me for those webinars if you're still trying to pass the exam. We also offer private tutoring sessions, so you can spend an hour with me where I can tell you stories. I can help you pass your exam. And we have those private tutoring sessions available on Prep Agent, whether you are a member or not. So, guys, what I want to tell you is this. Cindy said, I love Prep Agent, passed my test in Hawaii the first time. So what I see you got the figure thing going. I got that. What is it? So is it what is thank you or like congratulations in Hawaii? What do we say? It's not aloha, but you can tell I'm really bad at this. So guys, is it mahalo? I think it's mahalo, maybe. I don't know. Mahalo, aloha. And you guys have an amazing, wonderful dish called mocha loco, or I think it's called mahalo, I think. Yes, mahalo. Thank you. So guys, listen, mahalo. So mahalo. Yes. And guys, listen, I hope you had a great night tonight. And I will tell you this, guys, I hope I see you on those Prep Agent webinars if you haven't passed the exam. If you have, come back here. We're going to be having a lot more of these with other topics too. And guys, have a great night.